Hey guys, this is my giant 3-in-1 request video because all 3 requests are about feet and 2 out of the 3 require me showing my feet on screen, which, as most of you who are subscribed to me know, I will not do. So instead, I'm going to answer the questions about the challenge or talk about the challenge, and then in the description below, all of the questions will be down there, and if you want to do it, feel free to do it. I don't want to do it because feet freak me out, and I don't like putting my feet near things, and I wear socks all the time, and one of these requires my feet to be bare, so this doesn't work for me. Anyways, we'll get started now. Please answer these imaginary questions on your next YouTube video, and just have fun with it. For better effect, sit on the floor with your feet outstretched towards the camera. Well, I lost my camera, so I'm using a webcam. So I couldn't even do that, because if I'm sitting on the floor, you can't see me. And I can't see what I'm doing. Question 1. Explain how you might accidentally step on some people if you suddenly grew to be 20,000 feet tall. And explain what they'd be seeing last and how you'd notice that you stepped on them. This is probably gonna sound really stupid, but if I'm 20,000 feet tall and I'm that big, I'm gonna need a lot of oxygen, but I'm gonna be in the wrong part of the atmosphere to get oxygen, okay? And so there's gonna be like less oxygen where I am in the atmosphere, and I'm gonna have more of me that will need oxygen, and I'm gonna faint and die from lack of oxygen. So they're just gonna see this giant 20,000 foot person fall one way or the other. I don't know how I'm gonna fall if I'm 20,000 feet tall. I could just like flop. And so I wouldn't notice I stepped on them because I'd be lacking oxygen, which means my brain would be shutting down, which means I'm losing senses and thoughts and feelings. 2. What people would you want to purposely step on, and explain how you'd step on them with your giant bare foot? I'd be wearing socks. I'd make socks out of something. Ugh, not wearing socks is weird. People I would want to step on. Could I just like gather all the terrorists of the world and step on them? Just boom. Every single terrorist gone. That's about it. Okay. 3. Would you stomp them completely flat into your giant footprint, or grind them deep into the soil of your giant footprint? Oh no, or grind them deep into the sole of your giant barefoot? They can be flat in my giant footprint. I don't want them on my foot. That's gross. That's like stepping on a bug and leaving the bug on your foot. Anyways, that was what, question 3? Question 4. Would you leave giant footprints everywhere, and why? And what would be squashed flat inside those enormous footprints, and why? Well, I wouldn't be leaving giant footprints because I'd be dead from lack of oxygen. But if I wasn't dead from lack of giant oxygen, I'm assuming at 20,000 feet tall, I'd weigh quite a few tons. And I wouldn't be able to not leave giant footprints everywhere because I'd weigh quite a few tons and the earth will just crush under me. Ugh. What type of bug would they remind you of of stepping on and why, and explain how you step on that type of... I don't step on bugs. Okay? That is... I see them, I run, I scream, I get someone to come kill them for me. Except for this morning, where apparently there was a spider in my shower, and I didn't notice it, and I stepped on it, and then I freaked out, and I cried, and I got a tissue, and I picked it up, and I put it in the trash. Because it was half dead, and I felt kind of bad. But not that bad, because it's a spider. People, what kind of... Well, I guess it depends on the person. Like, if they're, like, long and lanky, they can be, like, a stick bug. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. I don't know. People wouldn't remind me of bugs. I don't know any bugs that have, like, 4 arms. I don't like bugs. I don't pay that much attention to them. Okay, 6. Explain how you'd act like if you were... Explain how you'd act like you were going to step on some of the teeny people, and what would you say down at them? Well, if we go back to the first question, I wouldn't be able to step on them because I would have fainted from lack of oxygen, and that does no one very good, so I wouldn't be able to shout down at them because I wouldn't have oxygen, so I'd be like falling. Yep. 7. What part of your foot would you squash them under, and why, and explain what would be fun about stepping on them barefoot? Nothing. That's gross. That's like stepping on a bug barefoot. Oh, why? Why would you want to do that to you? Ugh. Okay, well, I think that perfectly explained that question. How many people could you get in one stomp, and would you high or low stomp them? I don't know. I don't know how big my feet would have to be proportionately to fit my 20,000 foot tall body. I don't even know if I'd be able to stand on America. I'm not good with math and proportions. Okay. Also explain how you'd step on me with your giant barefoot if you got really mad at me, and what part of your foot I'd stick to and why. I wouldn't step on you. That's gross. It's disturbing. I'd especially not step on you barefoot. Very disturbing. Okay. Explain how you'd squish some of the people between the bottoms of your feet. So, like, I'd have to sit down and put the bottoms of my feet together. I'd be sitting on people. Oh God, if I ever wake up and I'm 20,000 feet tall, there's gonna be a problem. Explain how you squish some of the people between your toes. Ew, I don't even like flip-flops if you put stuff ugh. Also, demonstrate how you'd step on those teeny people. I'm not stepping on them. I'm dying from lack of oxygen. When would you say that, or when would you say this? I'm going to step on you with my giant bare foot and squash you like a bug and feel, I think that's supposed to be feel, and feel your teeny body squish completely flat. I wouldn't say that because I'm currently dying from lack of oxygen, remember? Wrong part of the atmosphere. Well, that was that challenge. And I think I handled it pretty well. Okay, and next we don't have an actual challenge, but okay. Next we don't have an actual challenge, we just have random questions. I think there's 2. First question. What's your shoe size? I can be anywhere between, I think the smallest I can go is 7.5. And I think that was heels, and I think I got them at Payless before the Payless near me closed. And then, like, the largest I have, I think I have a pair of 9.5 shoes, but I'm pretty sure they're too big. So somewhere in between. It depends on the store and the brand and the pointiness of the toe. Because, like, the front of my foot is wide, but then I have, like, a really skinny heel. So I have to, like, accommodate my toe area more than my heel area. I don't know. Whatever. Second question, and last question. Are your toes flexible? Can you spread them really far apart? I don't actually know the answer to that. I'm wearing socks, so I can't really tell. I really, just stop yawning. I don't really, like, try spreading my toes, because sometimes if I move my toes wrong, my whole foot cramps up. And by sometimes, I mean pretty often, because I have really bad flat feet, and I don't wear supports like I'm supposed to, so quite often I move my toes wrong and my foot cramps up. And then I sit there crying like a baby because my foot hurts and my mom's yelling at me to stand on it, but it hurts, so I'm not going to. Okay. Next challenge. This challenge states, you lay down on your stomach with your feet towards the camera, and you crunch your toes over and over for 2 minutes without getting cramps or lifting your feet from the ground. You have to be barefoot. As you can imagine, this challenge is not actually going to happen. 1, I don't have a camera in knowledgeable presence. I have no idea where my camera is. 2, I don't put my feet on camera. 3, I always wear socks. 4, I just explained how if I move my toes wrong, my foot cramps and then I cry like a baby. And no one wants to see that, really. Because I'm in pain and I'm unhappy and I will make everyone else around me unhappy until I'm no longer in pain and I'm happy. Because I don't handle pain well. And so when I'm in pain, others have to be in pain. And not when I'm like in emotional pain, but if I'm in physical pain, it's pretty bad. Like, for example, one time I was in the hospital when I still had really bad chronic hiccups. And I was in a lot of pain, but it was like midnight, and it was Memorial Day weekend too. So it was like midnight of Memorial Day weekend. And my mom's falling asleep in the hospital. And it's midnight, so other people are around in the emergency room. And half of them are drunk and being really mean. And so I'm in a lot of physical pain, and I'm sitting there and I'm sleeping. I'm like, you can't fall asleep, Mom. And she's like, half asleep. She's like, why? And I was like, I'm in pain. I will make you in pain too. Stay awake. And she stayed awake, grumbling about how mean I was. But there you have that. So that was the challenges and questions. And I hope I never have to make another video explaining that I won't show my feet on camera again. Yep, so there's that. And now I'm gonna go and edit this and then upload it. Bye, guys.